stunt. We loved scaring people, mostly ourselves. It was one of the personality quirks we shared. I'd once faked my own death at our office, and it was perfect as a prank could be. I could still hear her scream from a few offices away before I revealed my trick, and we both ended up doubled over laughing. Being there alone in the stillness and the gloom gave me an almost out-of-body sense as I was walking through the apartment. As I put my hand on the closet door handle, I couldn't help but think Katie was going to jump out of the closet and scare the shit out of me. That would be so like her. The entire world believed Kate Spade was gone, but there was a part of me that fleetingly hoped her suicide was her most elaborate prank yet. The hairs at the back of my neck stood up as I held my breath and opened the closet door. Hundreds of moths flew out in a black wave coming right at me. I shrieked full lung power and stumbled backwards. I kept shrieking as the moths circled the room around my head. Katie must be watching this, I thought. Any second she was going to come up behind me, tapping me on the shoulder and say, "Gotcha!" I yelled at the empty room. "If you're doing this, Katie, this time it's not funny." I put my hands on my legs as I bent over to catch my breath. It took me minutes to recover from that furnace blast of terror. Once my brain was functional again, I wiped the sweat off my face and realized how this had happened. Katie had never put mothballs in her closet because of the smell. Her assistant hadn't gone into her closet for a while. No one had, and moth colonies grow fast in the heat. Katie hadn't planned this moth assault. She wasn't pulling a prank. She was really and truly gone. But if she were alive and had heard my horror movie-worthy scream, she would have thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. She would have play-acted that moment for our friends at 100 parties in the future. While some in our circle would have said, "You guys are sick," the two of us would have been rolling on the floor. I grabbed the garments I'd come for, now destroyed with moth holes, turned off the light, and left her apartment for the final time. But the feeling that Katie was there and that she was loving my terror remained. And one thing I was certain of, if she really were watching me from wherever she was, she would be laughing her ass off. Chapter 1. I looked over at my dad as he drove me the 3 hours from our cattle farm in Sedgwick, Kansas, to start my college career at the University of Kansas. He leaned back on the headrest of my Red Cutlass Supreme while he steered with one hand, that signature cigar stub perched in the corner of his mouth on his handsome sunburned face. He really did look a lot like Paul Newman, as all the Sedgwick ladies said. His favorite jazz station, the only jazz station accessible to our small town of 1,500 Kansans, played as it always did when Dad was around. It was mid-August 1981, and I was leaving everything I had ever known behind. We passed all the rows of crops, alfalfa on my left, corn on my right, all stretching to the blue sky. Those rows we passed felt like years ticking off behind me as we drove east on the long, straight road towards the Kansas horizon. My heart was a little heavy. I still carry a longing for those early family days, but in my bones I had a growing sense of excitement for the new adventure I was speeding toward. I had no way of knowing that later that sunny afternoon I would meet the person who would change the trajectory of my life forever. Katie Brosnahan, who the world would someday know as Kate Spade. With our passion for music, art, and fashion, my family was a bit of an outlier compared to the general Sedgwick community. A fourth-generation farmer, my dad had fallen in love with Mom, an East Coast beauty who was a flight attendant when they met on a short flight my mother was working from Wichita to Kansas City. They got married in their early 20s in El Dorado, Kansas on New Year's Day, and she moved to the Midwest. In addition to their farming day jobs, Dad was a musician who played piano as well as numerous other instruments. and Mom was in his...
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.